Join us every Friday on Clubhouse, where we will be talking scrap with industry vets nationwide. Well, I guess we can start. We'll see if anyone else joins. I invited Martha, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I think she's on the road. I think she was going to pull over and see what she could do.
I think her story might be neat. I kind of saw that thing. I assume Darren Doan made it. That little mini biography about her. You know?
Yeah.
That thing was cool, man. I liked it. So, there's Foon.
Hi, I'm here.
Well, Foon, I don't know how much time you got, but if someone wants to, kind of like my direction on this one, I kind of wanted to hear how everyone got their start in the industry. I know you're a family man, family scrap guy, Foon, but if you want to give us your spill on how you got in the industry, what made you want to stay in the industry.
Certainly.
And I think I'd kind of lead. We kind of tell each of our stories, and I, kind of try to persuade people to join our industry. So.
I like it. So, I'm fourth generation, and I would always go on the truck with my dad and grandfather when I was younger. Before my dad had a place, before our place. So, that's where I spent, holidays, days off of school, summers. I remember one summer painting my dad's dump box with one of my buddies, us kids, when we were in, middle school. That was fun. And then I never thought that I would end up in this industry, honestly. I remember once being embarrassed when I was younger, thinking my dad was a truck driver. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but at the time I was embarrassed for some reason.
Well, I think every kid's somewhat embarrassed of their parents growing up, at least.
Right.
But
so I was morally against going into the business. I was going to do something else, whatever. After college, I moved to Chicago and I was in third-party logistics, routing freight. And then I realized that I probably would be best suited working with my family, with my dad in the smaller company at the time. Still kind of small, but, and helping it grow and giving it a shot. And I moved home, and at first I was probably the worst employee ever. My dad remembers that I would be sleeping on the couch here. I wouldn't come on Saturdays. Sometimes I wouldn't come on Fridays because I'd be out partying and drinking. And then something just clicked where it was I can take over management of this and cut out some of the middlemen, because at the time my dad and his partner were just selling everything to the bigger yards down the road. And slowly I took that over, and that's when I think it became I love this. I'm learning as I'm going and taking ownership and accountability, and never looked back since.
So that's interesting. You actually did go away from the industry then at one
I did.
point.
I did not start here. I started somewhere else. I wanted to try and forge my own path, and just realized that it would probably be smarter for me to do something where I could kind of take the reins, most likely, because I knew that my dad and his partner were just, happy with what they were doing. They didn't care to really grow anymore.
Yeah.
So I had foresight that I could really take, in what I was in, there would be a lot of steps to become anybody important.
Yeah.
So for this, I saw that it was maybe an easier path to grow.
And as much as you probably tried not to, you probably knew a lot of the industry from growing up in it,
Right, exactly. I already had a lot of information, and there was a great foundation here for me to build off of.
And you mentioned it. I had a similar moment of clarity, is what I'll call it, when I started in the company. When I got hired into the recycle center, just buying cans and processing cans, and I honestly just took the job as a stepping stone. Like, I thought I'd work there for a few, till I found something better in my head.
Sure.
I took the job because I proposed to my wife and I didn't have a job, and I needed to go ask permission to her dad, but I was like, I better have a fucking job first,
That's right.
So I had applied actually for the pipe company that Brett and Rod and Debbie own, and I didn't get that job. My friend did, but I did so good in the interview. They told Brett, hey, if you have a job pop up, go into, this guy seemed good. So Brett called me, I interviewed, I went in there. And at the time, I was in my 20s, man. I was, like, still partying a lot, still just kind of a shithead, And,
Sure.
And I remember, like, kind of thinking, like, God, this sucks, But at the time, I had a fiance, and I had a soon-to-be stepdaughter who was 3. I almost remember the day. I was on the little conveyor belt where we picked out the garbage from the UBCs, and I was like, God, just suck it up, like quit like complaining about like everything, and just like work your hardest. And that's 100% true. Like I did that one day, and then my whole life changed because I started to learn the business a little bit, and I started to be shocked on how much money we were paying some of these scrappers, And that's when I like really dove in and started learning more, learning how to buy some non-ferrous, learning how to talk to the customer, learning how to grade it, learning our computer system. And then, I really, like, I just started loving it. I loved going to work. I still do. But I didn't start that way. I came from a perspective where I had, like, in my eyes, I was like, I will get a job somewhere else eventually, but the economy's bad. And then I had that similar to you. I said, I think there's a lot of potential here. Like, there's a lot of room for growth. I love the people I'm working with. I love the people that own the company. And, like, why not just stay here and just pick a career right here? And, because at the time I thought I wanted to go back to college. I was in my mid-20s, and I had a few years of college under my belt. I just needed a few more to get my degree, and I ended up just working. I never went back for my degree. So that's my story in a nutshell, how I got into the industry. So, William?
Yeah, so at the ripe age of 24, I had a 2-month-old son.
Okay.
My son, William, was presented to by a friend of my dad's to, hey, well, I'm looking for somebody kind of young to help me kind of take over the business, kind of work with me, kind of manage things. It's a recycling company, and at the time, it was, like a 1-acre lot. And we did cans, plastic, and glass, and non-ferrous, no ferrous. And went in, and at the time I was actually driving a tow truck for AAA. One of the AAA contractors had been doing that for 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And I was like, yeah, waking up in the middle of the night and chasing accidents and everything, it was fun, but it wasn't, a career in itself. And so I made the jump on over to the small mom and pop. And when I first started, I worked in the warehouse and in the yard for the first year. Working the shear, working the wire stripper, the baler, the brass table, cleaning the material, understanding everything, so I could really truly understand
where were you at? Were you in California?
Yeah, that was California, small little mom and pop over in Richmond, California, North Richmond actually.
What was it called?
Murder Cap. Action Metals.
Action Metals? Cool.
Yeah. And North Richmond, the murder capital of the United States at a few times.
Oh, nice. I heard it's beautiful over there.
Yeah. Close to Sims. And, I was there for, 10 years. And was, we went from, $1 million up to about, almost 15 in the matter of that time. And for a little small company, that's pretty darn good. But how I made the transition over to the big boys, I'd like to say over to Cass, is, as a small dealer, regionally you sell material to the larger dealers, and we used to sell our aluminum to Cass, and I developed a relationship with our founder at the time, Chelsea Prezio. And I just said, hey, I'm going to be leaving the company, and, I'd like to come and work for you. And he says, okay, after you give your notice, then come and talk to me. And I respectfully went in and gave my notice of a month. And the owner got, kind of butthurt and said, nah, today's your last day. So
that's unfortunate.
So that was on a Friday, and that Monday I started over here. So actually this April, I've been at Cass for 14 years.
How long were you at that mom and pop?
10 years.
Oh, 10. You were there for...
That's a great story. That's a really good story.
Yeah. 10 years, and now here 14. So I've been around for 24 years.
So you gave your dues to the smaller shop, and
right.
And you moved on to a different opportunity. I mean, I would like to think, if I were put in that situation where someone put in a notice because they were going off to, I don't know, like a schnitzer or something of that nature, like that we'd honor the month, the month notice, and kind of, I hate burning bridges, man, because you just never know when you're going to do business again,
Right. And that's what I tried to do. But
and I just hate.
What? I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, if they don't accept it, they don't accept it. And, I wished him nothing but the best. I mean, he gave me an opportunity, and, when it was all said and done, when I first started, there was 5 employees. When I left, there was 20, and, we were doing pretty darn well. And, I think that the value that came from me was working in that warehouse for the first year, because I handled every piece of metal that came in, and gave me a better understanding of when I can go out and look at jobs. I can say, yeah, that's that, that's this, that,
right.
Which was super helpful for me. I mean, so we kind of here at Cass kind of induct our guys into our red metal warehouse, our aluminum packaging, our aluminum baler. We do a rotational in their first year that they work in all the departments of the scrapyard, so that they understand,
Smart.
the importance of everything, which is good.
Yeah, well-rounded if you do it that way. So.
Right.
Hey, Foon.
Yes.
You being a family guy, and William, you have no one in the family in the scrap business before you?
No.
Okay.
No, nobody before me, so I'm a newbie to the business.
So we got a couple different perspectives. How do we persuade more people to join our industry, more people that can really help push it forward? Like, how do we keep getting people?
Well, for me, I know that we installed. Sorry, I was just getting a phone call.
It's okay.
We installed 401k matching, healthcare that we pay 50%, which I think are very important for any educated young person these days looking for a job. They want those type of things in their package. And then also being safety conscious. Those are just that, attract people to a job, number one. Number two, keep doing what like John Sacco and Cass is doing, which is, promoting that we're not just a company to make money, but also we're doing good for the environment at the same time. And, maybe that's the number one point sometimes, is that people care what the mission is.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you just said. I think a lot of the scrap scrap yards throughout the country are learning that real quick. If they want to find quality people, they've got to offer a decent benefits package, where I say 10, 15 years ago, that wasn't really the case, where that didn't really happen. So I think you're learning that if you want to find good people capital, which can be very difficult, that's a necessity. And to your point, if you can get people to believe in it, believe in what you're doing,
right?
That's the number one. That maybe that's not how you attract them. That's how you retain them. Like if you can,
you let them know that you align with keeping the environment a better place.
And then you give them opportunity. Like my number one thing is to give the guys that put in the work and that have the drive and have the passion. Like give them that when the opportunity is there. Like don't go out and hire some hot shot that could do it. Like promote within. I think that's huge. Because they put in the time like doing that shitty hard labor job. Maybe give them the opportunity to try something new. So I think our industry's headed in the right direction. I just think it's going to take all of us to kind of get it there and keep showing people that it's not just some dirty job that that's just there. It's really something you can make a really good career and life about. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of the same things that Foon's talking about is what we have to do, and it makes it a little bit more. I'm not saying difficult because of where we're at, but we're in the tech industry, tech capital of the United States, and competitive wages, 401k, medical, dental, vacations. I mean, all of those things have made a good attraction. But I think that with our awareness of what we're putting out on the social media and through our branding of our equipment and our interactions with local government and everything, all of those things have made us attractive. And yes, same thing that you talked about, Nick, promoting within. I mean, we've got guys that have been with our company 39, 40 years, and our retention rate of the majority of our guys is pretty strong. And it's because, we're providing them with quality equipment, a safe working environment, constantly training them, and just, building them up so that they can be the best at what they're doing. And if it doesn't work out doing that part, we look for something for them within the company to keep them, because it is hard to get quality, good, skilled laborers. And, I mean, here we are, we're trusting them with an excavator that could be $250,000, $300,000, $500,000 with attachments. So, I mean, it starts adding up. So you need those people. So, I mean, and of course we're non-union, so it makes a little bit of difference. I mean, we fought off the union to a degree because everything that we offer our employees were actually above what the local union was offering them as well. I mean, some of these guys that when they retire after 30 years, they're going to have $500,000 in their 401k. I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that, I hate to say this, it sounds so cliche, but we're a family. I mean, we treat each other, respect, dignity, and as we're, part of the team.
Yeah, and you shouldn't hate to say that, man. I feel the same way. I'm proud of that. Like, we try to get that family mentality in the workplace. Like, and I care about all these guys, and I see a lot of these guys more than I see my family, So I see them a lot, So they become. They become family, a lot of them, and I hope that we can keep growing our family and And I hope that we show that. Like, even a couple of the followers here, Marissa is a rock star. Shout out to Marissa. She manages our social media and all that stuff. And then Salvador, can you hear us?
She's Marissa's responsible for the cool new post and the constant videos and updates. Nice.
She's a rock star. So Salvador down there, Salvador, if you can hear me, I'm going to try to bring you up because he's kind of got a cool story that fits into what we're talking about. We'll see if he's listening. Sal. Hey, Sal.
Hello?
Hey, welcome.
Hey, welcome, guys.
Hey, if you don't mind, give us your spiel. Tell everyone who you are and like how you got to where you are within our company. I think that goes right in line what we were talking about. So I think it's perfect that you jumped on.
Yeah, man. I started my background is farming. I was raised in a small town. That's pretty much all I knew was farm equipment, cows, just in that industry. And I slowly, just one day, I decided to apply for a bin driver. And I started first day. I know some of you guys know Kenny Bull. He came to me and asked me, hey, do you know how to run equipment? And I told him no, but I'm willing to learn. And it kind of took off from there, doing outside jobs, demolition jobs. It just kind of grew from there. And like how you said earlier, giving the guys opportunity to grow within the company instead of going and hiring different people, gives us a chance to grow and, become family and close to each other. And, slowly grew from there and became, project manager of outside jobs. And, all of our company, the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis is just like family, like Nick said. We hang around with you guys, more than what we do with our own family. So, but I enjoy what I do, and it's fun, getting the opportunity to grow within the company. So.
Yep. Well, I believe that we can relate like family, and we also can argue like family sometimes. But I've always said, like, if we're not butting heads a little bit, we're not trying hard enough, So, well, cool. I think that kind of covers it. If you guys want to add anything, feel free. William, Foon.
No, I think we covered it all. I do want to say I appreciate Drake and Wyatt jumping on. I had a nice video call with them the other day and was getting an update on their product, and it's great to see some young, talented individuals come into our industry and provide us with a product that will be a game changer, for our industry as far as dispatching and bin tracking. So I just wanted to give a little appreciation to those guys.
Cool, thank you. Foon?
I'm back.
He's busy taking a video or walking the yard.
Sorry,
he's the Kardashian of the scrap industry.
That's a compliment.
Thank you.
Well, we're wrapping it up. If you want to add anything, feel free.
Sorry, I had to step away for a couple minutes.
That's okay.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me share my story. William, your story was great. Nick, your story was also great. Honestly, I could talk scrap all day and all night. My wife wouldn't let me, but I would do it.
We love having you on, and we'll keep doing these Friday. And next week we're going to have a little bit earlier one it's just going to be Brett and Adam, just kind of diving into kind of a topic you really like, Foon. It's going to just be about family business. So, but
I plan it in.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, fellas, have a great weekend. Guys. Okay.
All right,
Hey,
take
thank
care.
you for having me, guys.
Bye,
Thanks.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.